Hey everyone! Well, it's true that every League game is different. A lot of the fundamentals are the same for each type of matchup. So today, we're going to be refreshing your knowledge of melee vs range matchups. To do this, we're going to be using a replay from Caps where he's playing Zed vs Azir. Before we get into it, you should know we create way more guides just like this one on our website skillcap.com. Check it out so you can improve way faster with our weekly system. Okay, let's create some game plans for both of them before getting into the gameplay. Zed is an AD melee assassin versus Azir an AP control mage. Zed wins in burst trades with his WEQ combo, while Azir has more wave clear, better extended trades, and better poke. Knowing this, Zed's game plan will be Mission 1, let the wave push. Zed can't push early on, or Azir can freeze and get free poke off. Mission 2, farm safely. While the wave pushes in, the ranged champion should be trying to harass the melee constantly, so it's important to not take too much damage going for last hits. Then Mission 3, look for burst trades. Every time Zed's W is up, he wants to look for a burst trade with his WEQ combo. Then Azir's game plan will be Mission 1, push the wave. Mission 2, harass Zed when he goes for last hits. And Mission 3, don't die to ganks. Alright, we have our missions, let's get into the gameplay. At the start of the lane, both of them are going to be working on Mission 1, with Azir slowly pushing the wave and Caps using Q to grab this minion. Whenever I'm on a Smurf account playing vs melee champions, they make the mistake of walking up to auto attack minions at level 1 because they aren't used to being punished hard for it. Caps gets greedy and does exactly that, and you can see why it's not worth it. 21 gold for 170 damage. So whether you're the ranged champion or the melee in this situation, you could learn from this. If you're ranged, make sure if the melee champion walks up too far for a last hit, you chunk them. And if you're melee, don't walk up for 1 CS if the enemy champion has all their abilities up. This would have been okay if Azir already used his soldiers, but since he didn't, Caps loses a lot of HP. While the wave pushes in and they are both working on missions 1 and 2, Caps basically has 2 options with his Q, and it all comes down to priorities. Priority 1 in this situation is CS. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, why can't I just use my Q to try and harass Azir, and if he gets low enough I can kill him, which will make up for the CS I lost. The reasoning behind that is simple. You can't guarantee your Q hits them when you use it, so if you miss all of your Qs, you get no gold and no harass. But using Q on a last hit is guaranteed gold. So priority 1 is always to use Q for a last hit, then if nothing is low, that's when you can look for harass with it. Anyways, his wave is about to be cleared and there are no minions getting low for him, so he backs really far up, making Azir have no chance to land any poke. Then Caps uses his W to grab a last hit and gets greedy again for this one, swapping to the shadow and auto-attacking it. He pays the price though, losing around 60% of his health. So he's lost all of his health for 2 minions that he could have given up. Now, if we look at the minion wave, look how big the enemy wave is getting. This is called a slow push, and is why it's so important to not lose a lot of health early. Azir is stacking up multiple waves. Then it will crash on the tower. When it does, Caps will have to try and get all of them while Azir is constantly poking him. So if he gets too low when the wave is crashing, he can't get any of it without it being too dangerous. When I'm on a Smurf account, most players have no health by the time I crash the big wave on the tower, because they got way too greedy for last hits. And if you die under tower, the lane is lost because you lose all those minions and the wave will push back the other way since slow pushes cause waves to bounce off the tower and not reset to the middle. Moving back to the gameplay now, Cap stays pretty safe, using his W behind him, then walking up for the last hit before swapping back. Then uses some more Qs to grab CS. Alright, the wave is crashing now, and as you can see, Azir is positioning to poke every time Caps walks up. So he has to give up some of the CS if his Q is down. Then, as this last minion gets low, he walks up to it, knowing Azir is going to turn around and try to harass, and uses that time to land a WEQ combo doing half of his health. After that, his jungler trolls really hard, staying in this brush with Sejuani coming and Zed's W is down. So Azir gets first blood and red buff. Notice, when his jungler is trolling, he doesn't lose these minions trying to help him when he can't. His main cooldown, his W, is down, so there's nothing he can do. Alright, let's test your knowledge here. If you're Azir in this situation, and you just got first blood and red buff, what should you be focusing on doing next? 1. Look for a recall. 2. Use the red buff, regen, and damage to pressure Zed. or 3, freeze? Keep your answer in your head and we'll answer it soon. They both go back to lane, and the wave is closer to Azir's tower now, and he has half health and 1/4 mana. Caps pops a potion to give himself more health because it's pointless to sit at 50% health with potions in your inventory, and he has enough damage to kill Azir right now, but he would have to take 1 or 2 tower shots for it, so he needs to heal up. As Caps walks up for this last hit, Azir puts down a soldier looking for harass. Caps trades back using his WEQ combo, and as soon as he sees both shurikens land to pop electrocute, he swaps to the shadow, auto attacks Azir, ignites him, and flashes out of turret range. Azir tries to use his E to shield him and flash away, but that wasn't enough. Alright, so Azir died here because he didn't have his priorities straight, which brings us back to the question earlier. The correct answer is to look for a recall. The reason for that is, Azir got first blood, so he's already ahead in the lane and is getting low on mana. If he uses his mana to harass like this, he'll run out and won't have enough to push in the wave all the way, and runs the risk of Caps killing him like this. So what he should have done was stack up another slow push while red buff heals him, because if you don't know, red buff gives you health regen when you're out of combat. Then crash the slow push on the tower while playing safe, then recall. But he got greedy and tried to go for harass when he shouldn't have, and Caps punished for it. Alright, let's do a quick recap. At the start of the lane, Caps let the wave push using Q to get last hits, and got greedy for 2 CS, which he really paid the price for. But after that, he played much safer, making sure not to take too much damage while the wave crashed on the tower. After the wave crashed, he collected whatever CS he could until his jungler trolled and gave first blood to Azir, along with red buff. But Azir was running out of mana and had half health, so Caps used a potion, and then used WEQ combo when Azir went for harass when he shouldn't have, killing him and won back the lane. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this fundamental refresher. We hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.